All right, let's do this. All right, Nancy Cloonan, let's chat.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you so much for having me to your house.
I love that you came here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have been invited.
I think this is like my domain.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever anybody wants to come in, I get super excited. Like probably more excited than the person who asked to come. It's so much fun.
Well, it's great because it's like your whole home is something that you've envisioned over time. Like as I was coming in, it wasn't just a gallery tour of the work you've collected and made, but also you shared over time how you've done different renovations in your home. How long have you guys lived in this house for?
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
And
Okay.
It's almost kind of done
Yeah.
before we start over again. But
Yeah.
it was very rough when we moved in. And now it's like, I feel it. Like,
Yeah.
now I don't want to leave.
Well, it just feels so much like you. And then like the interesting ideas you have from the interior window boxes with your plants. I'm such a plant lady. I have so many plants. I love that idea. It's like, why do window boxes have to be on the outside?
Correct.
And you saw them at Life Alive, you said, in Cambridge?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I need to make a stop. I need to make a stop there.
You definitely need to make a stop. The food is so good. It's my favorite spot.
Yeah.
Blick, Life Alive, they're like twins.
And that's in Central Square?
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'm going to do it. Amazing painting. This is in progress or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
It's in its wild child phase. And I really love going super dark and like kind of more graphic. And then I'll kind of pare it back by getting some lights in. And it's this one. Whew. And I like to start at least 2 at a time because this painting wall has changed my entire world, which is great. It's been here not quite a year. And, painting 1 at a time on an easel is great. But if you can get 2 or more going, it's a dream. It's just the way to do it.
Yeah.
So these 2 are together until they're not.
Yep.
They
Cool.
could go back together.
Cool.
I tend to mark like where I started with it. Like, so there's like a left with an arrow, a right with an arrow.
Okay.
Because I'm always kind of curious how it started.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh, wow, I can't believe it ended up like that. These were started vertically. And then it dawned on me, oh, you need to switch them. So I'm always switching. I never paint a painting without moving it.
Yeah.
It's just, it goes. Yeah.
So anyone who's just listening, you have to check YouTube or Spotify where you can see the video. The whole painting isn't in the frame, but I'm going to take a photo after and I'll like superimpose it over us.
Okay.
So people can see the whole thing because up here I'm feeling like sun rays. I'm feeling like spring is coming. It's just really nice. There's so much movement. I'm going to take us back to where you started and then come back to this again. But I have to ask, what do you start with for a ground? Like, are you starting on white?
I start on, actually, I paint on wood.
Okay,
almost
so it comes
exclusively.
just like the natural
Yep.
wood color.
And then I do gloss medium on all sides and the back in case of warping and, just kind of seal it. So I start like that. And then I used to gesso, but I decided not to after I took a workshop when he was like, I don't need to do that step.
Yeah, we're already sealing the wood.
Yeah. And why start white? Why not just start with the wood?
Great.
Yeah. And my hope, it doesn't always happen, is to have like a tiny little area where you're like, oh, wow, there's like some bare wood.
Yeah.
Or like that first mark.
Yeah.
Usually after that, I'll go at it with a big chunky graphite stick. And then I'll seal that with, gloss medium is like my favorite brand. I love it.
Yeah. You're an acrylic painter.
Yes. Yeah. Acrylic. And then the other things that I use are the Neocolor 2s. Those water-soluble crayons.
Okay.
And you can actually almost make paint out of them.
Interesting.
By, like really scrubbing hard and then using gloss medium and just like kind of smearing it around. And it makes like a
So it's like an oil pastel.
There's some right there by your head.
So is it like sort of like an oil pastel for acrylic?
Yeah. It's
interesting.
It's like a dream come true.
Oh, that's so interesting to hear. In college, I was an oil painter and I still have a collection of like these beautiful oil sticks, but I'm painting in acrylic now. So I haven't brought them in yet.
You can do it at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people
Yeah.
paint acrylic and then at the end they just plan.
Yeah.
I just have no clue how far along I am in the process.
I know.
And then I go, oh shoot, I already did that. So then you kind of have to stick oil
I have the same
to that.
the same thing going on. I also do feel a pull to go back to doing oil. And I still have oil paint and like all the stuff. So I don't know, maybe it's almost like I could look at my acrylic painting as the beginning and then just straight up switch to oil to finish off the whole thing.
I think people do it that way.
Yeah.
You could definitely try it. I've thought about it because I still have some oil paint. I used to do oil and cold wax. And I didn't do it that often, but it just would be kind of a fun experiment.
Yeah. Okay. So going back to your earlier beginnings, that's something I always love doing with people. I studied education. I always wanted to be a mom. I'm in the throes of it right now with young children. And it's just so interesting to me how you kind of see people's traits and personalities bubble and just look at the different junctures that come along in life where people kind of lean into this or lean into that. And here we are. So did you grow up around here?
I didn't. I grew up in New York State, maybe about 30 minutes from New York City.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I've been in Massachusetts since like the late 80s.
Okay.
And then we left to go to Michigan. My husband went to graduate school there and then we came back. So yeah, I've been here pretty much.
Yeah.
My longest place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So did you go to New York City a lot growing up?
No.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. I think I would have loved to, but I think my parents were like, no, we don't do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We just didn't do it.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. Like where we live now, close to Boston, I definitely know plenty of people who
don't go enough.
Yeah. Or at all. Or you even just are like, oh, hey, let's go check this out. And they're like, well, where would we park?
Yeah,
like we just drive around and blind parking.
They're closed off to that option.
Yeah. It's just like a little overwhelming or something. Yeah. Even New York City being as close to us now as we are, I don't go. Like I
barely go.
I've been a few times, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I know I could go at any time.
And then time passes and, oh, you didn't go this year.
Yeah. I just saw an advertisement come up for the Whitney Biennial. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is my sign.
Yeah. I know. I was hearing about that. I listened to a lot of podcasts and I was listening to something adjacent to that. And I was like, oh, I should go.
Yeah. Yeah. So short field trips.
Yes.
In a bus of artists.
Yes.
We should get like something going through like
passenger van.
Right? From like North River.
Yeah. Okay, great.
All right. I'm hitting up Julie.
I'll go.
Right.
I'll go.
We should really do this. Okay. So brothers, sisters, who's in the house growing up with you?
I have one sister. She's 4 years older.
Okay.
And she's great. She mostly lived in Pennsylvania after we were adults and had kids. And now she lives 5 miles down the road.
Are you kidding?
Which is awesome.
That's wonderful.
She's also very creative. My mom was creative. My dad is creative, but he, I don't think he ever like just really developed it. But I remember him like drawing stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's, definitely like not like pushing towards art, but it was there.
Yeah.
And, there was always music and my mom would always do the, like the helping out at school and like do a craft or do something like, and she sewed. I don't sew at all. Like I'm so not a sewer, but my sister is, and she knits and she crochets, she draws. Like, it's definitely was there, but it wasn't like, oh, you should be an artist.
Sure.
So,
yeah, but like doing crafty things around the home, probably it sounds like getting into school projects together.
Yes.
Your mom was involved.
Costumes. She would make like Halloween costumes or play costumes.
Oh, any that stick out in your memory?
She made me a chicken costume. One year I wanted to be a chicken. And she ended up like pinching a nerve in her thumb because she cut like all this, like that crepey stuff. And I think she was folding it so she could cut it faster.
She was making individual feathers?
It might have been like maybe cutting like a little like scalloped edge to go around. And oh my goodness, she like couldn't use her hand for a while.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. One year, My mom also sewing, always made her own clothes, everything. I remember one year in middle school, I was a tomato.
Oh, that's so
It's just like
that's the
the
best.
funny ideas you have, and you have
I need to be a chicken. I need to be a tomato.
right? And with someone in the house who knows how to sew,
Yep.
like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
so fun.
dark side was she used to make my sister and I matching outfits, and you didn't like it. Oh my goodness, we have like good like on Santa's lap with like, and it was the mid 60s to early 70s, so like there were some crazy outfits
Oh
that
my
were
gosh.
matching.
You need to send me pictures if you find any.
Yes, I will. Yeah.
I need that. So growing up, going through middle school and then into high school, do you have any memories of art teachers or what your art exposure was in school? Were you in the public schools?
Yeah, in public schools, not a ton until high school.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it in middle school, but a little bit more in high school. I remember doing linoleum block printing.
Oh,
I remember
wow.
cutting it. I remember printing, and it was a chicken. It's funny, I'm not like a chicken person, but for some
Amazing.
reason it stuck. Yeah, not as much there, but then when I got to college, it like really was like, oh, this is here. This is kind of what I need to do.
Cool.
And I
So,
think, yeah, it's just like exposure to it. And when I went to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
I just wanted to like go do something fun in college. Like I
Yeah.
just wanted to get out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
explore. So when I got there, I was like, oh, I think I'll take an art history class. I think I'll do this. And then like it just kind of happened.
Amazing.
By sophomore year, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this.
So
Yeah.
cool. What college were you at?
I went to Hartwick College in
Okay.
Oneonta, New York.
Okay.
Like 70 miles west of Albany.
Mhm.
Beautiful, like Catskill region. It
Mhm.
was awesome. Very small,
Mm.
like maybe 14 to 1,600 students.
Wow.
Great art program. It was awesome.
You're out in like the countryside.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's great. And so sophomore year, you're like, okay, I'm really doing this. And what's the reaction at home? Is your family like all on board? Do they have follow-up questions?
Yeah, I think it's funny. I can't really remember. You have that pressure of, well, what are you going to do to make money?
Yep.
And I think I kind of ignored it.
Yeah.
I think I was just like, I'm going to do this because I don't really think I can do anything else. Like, this is going to be it.
Good for you.
So I don't know. And maybe I was rude to do that, but I was like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
And really, now that I look back as a full grown adult,
Yeah.
I think I have dyslexia,
Yeah.
undiagnosed, and I manage it myself. I have a great memory. I think that's how I learned how to do everything, was to remember everything. And I had a hard time with taking tests,
Mm-hmm.
like even in the art history. I'm like, and I loved it, but I just couldn't get to the place where I could prove that I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So I think art was like the way I could like express myself and be really like more meaningful about it. And it's funny because even like talking about like the things I do, I'm like, well, it's, like I assume that people know,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't always know.
Right.
And then that, like, you're here now. I'm like, well, I guess I'll explain it.
Yeah.
I think, Yeah.
It's very relatable. I also feel like there's some mild learning disability that I have, or it's like, I feel like the more we learn about different learning styles, it's like everyone just has their own unique ways,
Yeah.
but there's just a certain way that things are taught. So like, I remember struggling in school throughout the entire situation from when I was a child through college. And in elementary school, I remember the story anyway that I'm hearing from my mom is like the teacher's like, about me not keeping up with my writing assignments. And they really looked to see how they could support me, but they're like, she's just more interested in drawing the pictures. And her pictures are detailed and they tell the whole story. And she clearly knows the information, but she wants to express it visually. And like, that is great because, we're in elementary school. They're like, awesome. There is a space for the picture to be drawn. However,
we do need to do
the other things. But I think, like any type of sense that you have, if you have a lessened eyesight, you're hearing is so much more important. And you're probably going to pick up on things and hearing that other people aren't. So I just think it's interesting to see how different ways that we learn and process may be the thing that leads you towards music or towards visual arts or, whatever that is. Because it's almost like, I was talking about this actually with Julie Driscoll the other day. We were recording a conversation, and it's like a coping mechanism in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if I don't have a specific thing I need to be making, I need to be making, because when I am making, even if I'm just drawing one of the plants in my house in a sketchbook on top of one of my kids' scribbles, there's something happening in my brain processing that doesn't happen otherwise.
Yeah, you're making it happen by doing that action.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, so great. So I love that you kind of figured this out in college. And did you have to pick like painting or sculpture, or could you get like a general fine arts degree?
I did, because it wasn't a BFA, it was a BA. I did you had to concentrate. So it was studio art. I concentrated in printmaking and photography.
Great.
So I love repetition.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun to just do something that's so satisfying, and then you get to do it again and again and again. Printmaking, it's like in my blood. And now that I'm not so much of a printmaker, I still do, like, it shows up in my paintings, but not in that perfectionist way, which is really cool. Because, when you're making prints, especially like if you're doing it for somebody, you have to make an edition and they all need to be the same, which is kind of insane. But when I went to school, computers were just starting to be like a thing. I wasn't using them because I didn't have any desire, but now we live now, and you can just repeat something, in an instant.
Yeah.
But the action of doing it is so valuable.
Yeah.
And it's funny because some people don't see that at all, but like I live it. Like I'm like, and I think maybe that goes back to the learning disability too, because when I repeat things, I can understand it better, and I can maybe do it better the next time. And, you're just getting more stuff in you.
Yeah, absolutely. I always think about the relationship between printmaking and pottery, because it's the same thing, right? Like someone orders a batch of mugs.
You have to make them all the same.
Yeah. And so whenever I take a wholesale order or something like that, I'm always like, they're not going to be exactly the same. Yeah. This is generally what my style looks like. And, I'm experienced enough to make them pretty tight, but like, they're not going to be exact.
Forgive me, I'm human.
Yeah, yeah. And that's part of what I want you to see. I want you to see that these are handmade, and you should want your customers to see that too.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, with the print editions and also like the repetition of it, I always, like, in school when I was younger, if there was a collating busy work assignment, I'm like, let me collate the papers, please. Like, I actually did work in a factory. I worked in a fine art framing warehouse where, I don't even know what to call it, studio. I don't know. Yeah. There was like 5 people who worked there. It was a small business in Rockland. Loved factory work. Like, put me on.
I know, I do
an assembly line.
I'm laughing because I worked. It was like one of the summers in college. I worked at Avon, the makeup place.
Oh yeah.
We had it was like a headquarters in my town, and it ended up being like a temp job because I was just home for a little bit. And I'm like, I need to make some money.
Yeah.
And I was on the assembly line at Avon. We had to make, I think, 1 million of these like little promotional packages. And I was there with, I think, one other college student. And then everybody else, they were all from Haiti and they didn't speak English. So we were just all doing our thing. Like we were like a human machine.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy.
You pick up any French?
No, nobody was talking. It was kind of crazy. Like nobody was talking. And the bell would ring, and then you go get your snack and use the bathroom, and then come back and then and you got to change jobs. Like it was kind of crazy.
So you were like getting all the different little mini samples into like one of the little bags.
Yep.
My aunt was
and then
Avon,
seal it with that little sealer thing. Like it was crazy. And some of the jobs weren't as desirable as others, but you knew you were only going to do it for 20 minutes, and then you could switch.
Smart.
Yeah, like your fingers got all cut up with the boxes because you'd have to reach in and grab the product. And then they had like little covers for you.
Yeah.
They knew that they were like, you were going to have no skin.
Oh my God, the end of it.
It was crazy. It was so much fun though.
Yeah.
I just lit up talking about Avon assembly line.
Right.
I haven't thought about it in a bit.
But like, it's true. And that's like one of the things where I think people in our country are like pining for factory jobs to come back. It's like not only just like good to have more job options, but like a lot of us thrive in that environment.
Yes, we like that. We're the weirdos who like doing things repeatedly.
Exactly. I don't want a white collar job. I want to be on an assembly line, like for real. That's what I want.
So funny.
Oh my gosh. So your focus was in printmaking and photography.
Yeah.
And so you must have access to like a dark room and the whole thing. So I've never worked in a dark room before. Tell me about that.
It was really cool. And we had art was a pretty good major there. So they had like really nice facility. And then I ended up working as the photo assistant and also in the printmaking as like my work study job, which was so much fun because it was like right up my alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And senior year, I was doing my senior portfolio or show, and I was very good friends with my professor. She was like my first mentor, and she was printmaking and photography. Can you understand why I did it? Like I was like, oh, I just want to spend more time with Kat Kreischer. She's great. So she let me have her private darkroom to use to print my, like, they were big, you know, not as big as this, but big at the time. And I was doing maybe they were like 20 by 24 printings of my photographs, and I was painting on them.
Oh,
So it was really cool. So I think I had 12 were in my show.
amazing.
Yeah, it was so cool. And she gave me this space so I could go there any time of day or night. It was mostly night.
So what's your subject matter in these?
I was almost a philosophy major. I mean, minor. So I took a lot of that. So I was just really into like just thinking and being and, you know, just that whole thing. So I was doing a lot of self-portrait with writing, and I was like almost like making these like mock-up stages behind me, photographing, and it was so cool.
Wow.
So yeah, and then here's another funny part about this show. I was like all set to have a friend of mine make the frames for me, but because I'm not really good at math, as you can imagine, I had him buy all this wood, and I gave him the dimensions, and it wasn't even close.
No.
So we could make like maybe 4 frames out of 12.
Yeah.
So then I ended up having to learn how to just kind of mount them on the wall with these like little hook things and
a whole thing.
You know, it's like the pivot, you know, like you're like, well, now what am I going to do? I didn't have any money. And I bought this beautiful walnut. I think it's probably still there. Somebody probably used it.
Oh my gosh, for smaller pieces or something.
40 years later, this like nice framing material. I can't use it at all.
Oh my gosh. So what was the dynamic with the other students? Was everyone like, it seems like you were really in it. You had ideas, you were processing them, you were going to the studio whenever you could. Was that sort of like the overall vibe? Did you feel like your community was on par with where you were at?
Not really.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. It was my thing. And really, if I want to be honest about it, I was pretty lazy in college. I was
Doesn't sound like it.
I know it doesn't, but I think more went on in my head than actually went on in my like I'm much more of a maniac now than I was then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how many people, because it was a small school, I don't know how many people were photo majors and, you know, or, you know, concentrating in that and printmaking. But yeah, there wasn't a ton of action. There was some, and, you know, like I liked all the people, but there wasn't a ton. So it was more like, you know, me doing my weirdo stuff on repeat.
Yeah.
And it was fun. So yeah, I was definitely more, I'm definitely more motivated now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it has to do with just being, you know, a fully formed or semi-fully formed adult. We're never fully formed.
No.
But, you know, having had kids and or a kid and doing, you know, just doing life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's That's a good question. I don't think I've thought about that. Be good at asking questions.
Oh, thank you. I know, right? Just love to chat. So that's honestly why I started this. I'm like, I'm already having all these conversations with people all the time. I need to just capture them.
Yeah, do it on film.
Yeah, exactly. I know, right? Get some good photos, get some good video. Yeah, it's interesting to me to think about that because, you know, it can kind of like form what happens next, right? Like, what are other people doing? I remember I went to Mass Art and I was a dual major. I was painting and art education. And so in my head, I was like, I was community ed. So I knew I wasn't going to go into the schools, but I wanted to work in community centers or like in studios and teach in that setting. So I had like sort of a job prospect lined up. And I remember like almost laughing at the people in my painting department. I'm like, so what are you going to do after here? They're like, I'm going to be a painter. And I'm like, okay, but like,
Well, what are you really going to do?
you know,
Yeah.
like even going to Mass Art and being in the painting department, I didn't see a path. I was there in like the mid 2000s and it just seemed to me that it was like, and a lot of the professors in the painting department at that time, at least, were Yale MFA people. And so it was like, well, you go to Yale, but they also were like, that's the track
That's
they do.
expected to, like,
And-
this is what you do next.
And they didn't like, not to shame them or anything, because they didn't know that that was their path. That was their experience. This is what worked for them, or go to Columbia. And I was just like not leaving the South Shore. At this point, it took me a long time to get my 4-year degree. So I was like already settled with my now husband. Like, I'm like, this is.
Yeah, you had a life before you started your life.
Exactly.
That they would call a life.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not moving to New York. So yeah, I had to like, kind of pivot around and figure that out. But I'm curious, like, what sort of the direction was that maybe you were looking to follow, if not your classmates. But were you thinking like, I need to go for my master's?
Yeah, I did do that because, I ended up really liking being in a school environment because it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And you don't really have to like start.
Yeah.
You start your life. You're like, oh, I'll just stay here for a little bit longer. It's comfy. So I did apply to a bunch of schools and I think I got like waitlisted. I think the overall thing was I didn't get in.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of it was I was not producing as much physical stuff that could prove that I would do that in perpetuity in a program. So it was kind of a good thing. And I was crushed at the time, but I'm so glad that it worked out that way because it would have been a waste of my money and my time.
Yeah.
And, it's probably a waste of time for everybody who is not having that, I'm just going to go over here and this is what I have to do. It's probably most people don't have that like direct line.
Right.
Like, I'm going to do this now. So yeah, so I bounced around. I ended up, actually, I didn't apply right out of college. I ended up teaching at a private girls' school called Emma Willard School in Troy, New York. And I lived there and I was like a house mother.
Cool.
Part-time, which was kind of funny because I was not that much older than everybody else.
Yeah.
And I taught art. And it was like a dream job. And it was part-time. So I think I made $6,500 for the year, which was insane. And I had a lot of money because I ended up getting like a serving job on the side.
Great.
And I had my living was covered, my food was covered, my phone was covered. And we didn't have cell phones then, so you didn't have to worry about it.
Great.
I had so much covered. And it was only a 1-year position.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been nice to stay there because I was still in school. But it was a great experience, really great experience. And then I ended up having a show there with my mentor from college.
Oh, wonderful.
She was very instrumental in getting me to apply to the job. And, like now you just go online and you see, oh, where do I want to go? And you just kind of pick it. This was like dark ages. Like you need to type out a letter to say, do you have an application for me? Like it's kind of crazy that it worked out. So, she was instrumental in me getting that rolling. And then after that, I was like, oh, I'll go to grad school now. And then it didn't work out. Yeah. And then I can't remember what happened. Oh, I think I moved to Boston. And because I had also had, who is now my husband, relationship since college. And eventually I just did like random jobs.
Yeah. So you're living in the city in Boston?
Winthrop and Brookline. And then we ended up getting married. He went to U of M for his grad school because he did want to go to grad school for real.
Okay, so he went out to Michigan.
Yep. And so we got married, moved out there, and then we were there for like 2 years, came back.
And were you still making art throughout this time?
Like here and there, like just doing fun stuff. Nothing was like a real connected thing, you know, but I was always like looking for like, ooh, that looks cool. I want to do that. Like just picking like tons of spots. Yeah. So then when we came back here, I went to grad school and I was going to be a marriage and family therapist.
Okay.
And then I got pregnant and I had a man in my internship take a whole bottle of pills wearing like all red. And it was near Christmas time. He took the whole bottle of pills and he ran out of the office. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. I'm not sure. But like it was kind of like I kept trying things and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But really art was like, it was like my one true love. But how am I going to make money doing it?
Right.
Like, so
yeah, that's remains to be unclear for most of us.
So I ended up going back for my teaching certificate.
Okay.
When Haley, my daughter, was, I think she was 3 or 4, and went to Bridgewater, got the teaching certificate, and I started teaching, and I hated it.
Just like, what were you teaching?
I was teaching art.
Oh, you were teaching art in like elementary?
In a high school.
In a high school.
And it was so much discipline and so much just not like it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And
that's
I'm like,
why
shoot, now here's another thing I can't do.
I know.
But I'm still learning along the way. Like,
yeah.
gathering all the information
is
so good. So I really thought like delusional me, oh, if I teach art, I'm gonna make art.
Nope.
No, like not at all. It actually sucked the life out of me.
Yeah. And all the creative energy. I mean, it takes so much creative energy to be a teacher, I think, of any kind, obviously, in particular, an art teacher. And yeah, that's why I wanted to do community education. I'm like, I want to be teaching classes that people have signed up for.
Yes, they're willing participants.
Yeah, this
like
is not
very willing.
forced art. This is you're choosing to come to me. Then obviously there's like more of a hustle to that, which is what led me into being more of an entrepreneur because you know you don't just sign up and get a pension.
But things aren't just coming.
People get pensions anymore. But
my husband's about to. He's gonna graduate,
excited,
retire from a school job.
That's exciting.
So he's like psyched.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. What does he teach?
He's a school psychologist.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So you were thinking about doing therapy.
It would have been 2 of us doing that.
Yeah. Well, and also when you are pregnant and have a baby, like that's also something that's just like all of your emotional energy is just really directed there. So I would imagine in that like sort of like raw and delicate phase of life, it would be hard to create those like patient boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. I nailed it. That's so true. Yeah. And silly me, I'm just like, oh, I can do that.
Before you have kids too. And then you have a baby and you're like, oh, okay. The whole world is different.
I got to do something else again. And it's fine because I really do love like the process of life. Like, oh, I'm going to go over here now. And you know, nothing is a straight line.
Yeah.
Nothing is a straight, like even when I make my paintings, if there's something straight in there, it's accidental.
Yeah.
I just need a ruler.
It's the edge of the board.
Yeah, this is your straight line.
You're going to start like getting your linoleum cutter tools in the edge of those. Oh my gosh. I love that about you because I think that a lot of times I feel like people are maybe getting more comfortable with that now, but over, you know, decades past, it's really, I think culturally it seems to have been pushed that like you get one job, you stay in that one job. Like, thank God you have this one job. Why would you ever leave that one job?
What's wrong with you if you don't keep it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
Like it's the security of having this one job. So like having the freedom. And I think like maybe, do you think that being in partnership gave you some more of that flexibility to like totally leave a little bit? Because I feel that in
totally because one morning I was getting ready to go to my school job and Mike sees how miserable I am. Like I was having nightmares.
Yeah.
I was going down.
Yeah.
Like
it's a hard job.
I had done the math and I was going to be 68 if I made it.
Yeah.
To be able to retire with a pension, you know, like I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I can do it. So he sees me and he goes, you know, you don't have to go back next year. And I was like,
Oh,
mind blown. You are so right. And I give him credit
Yeah.
all the time for this because he freed me. He was like, you don't have to. And I had always thought I wanted to start a dog walking business.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, now I'm gonna this was April when this conversation happened. And within like a month, I was like, I can already make it till the end of the year because I know I'm gonna be out.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already started like planting the seeds for starting this business.
Wow.
And it's been going over 21 years and it survived a pandemic. Like, it's crazy.
Amazing.
And really that job, doing that, like I was my own boss. I was doing it independently, I think is what really suits me best.
And how old was your daughter when you started that?
She was 10 or 9.
Okay. I'm just imagining
And it was
like
so sweet because
planning around like the bus schedule and like all that. You could totally do that.
Oh yeah, and also we had a neighborhood full of kids,
Mhm.
and it was a great neighborhood to grow up in for her, especially because she's our only one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like picking up
Mhm.
other kids too, and then I'd be like, oh, I have this job, I'm gonna have to like say no, like it was kind of crazy, like, but it worked out so well because of her being in elementary school. Because I'm
Mhm.
like, well, I won't take that job if I can't be there to pick her up.
Mhm.
Or if somebody can't pick her up and then I pick her up from their house. So
Yeah.
it really worked out so nicely. And it made her like remember me
Yeah.
as like a go-getter. And, she loves animals.
Yeah.
She loved them before and now she loves them even more.
Yeah.
In a like kind of in a crazy way. It extended our family
Right.
because a lot of these dogs ended up being part of our lives.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
So it's really good. And that really enabled me to make art again. Like, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? That
Mhm.
you're an artist teaching, but you can't make art.
Yeah.
You're a dog walker, not teaching,
Yes.
and you can make art.
I think it's very important to note that that was an experience I had as well. I got out of college and I was teaching and running art programming at the YMCA.
Oh, okay.
And
Hanover?
Yep.
Yep.
Just zero energy for anything. I mean, all my creative energy was going to that. I had studio space at home. I was barely using it. I was pushing myself to use it. They ended up like cutting my position to be part-time. I just bought a house. So I was like, pressure. And so this was in 2013. Or was it 2013? I think it was like 2014, 15. But then I ended up just knowing that a lot of my friends worked at this office up a baby. They make baby strollers and car seats and stuff. And just like I just heard what a good work-life balance it was, like very good. And so I went and I got a job, just like entry-level customer service. And at 5, I walked out of there and no one expected anything of me. It was like my job at the Y paid less and expected so much more. It was like 24/7. You're managing everything. It was just like I had no idea the level of stress that were like I knew it was stressful. I was actually wearing a heart monitor, monitoring my palpitations going to work at the end.
It was so sad.
Yeah, I know, but I was just like,
no.
and I didn't even correlate it.
Yeah.
And so I knew it was stressful, but after I got that job, multiple additional layers of stress came off, and then I signed up for pottery class. And then 10 years later,
here you go.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're like it set you free.
Yeah, totally. Like having a job where I was just focused on using all like the nerdy side of my brain and like working on spreadsheets and communication. I'm talking to customers. I ended up doing training in my department, which was like a teaching skill that I got to use. And then the creative stuff.
That's so awesome. So did you start painting?
So it was like
making,
I leaned into pottery for the next 10 years. So I turned 30 in 2015. So my whole 30s were ceramics. And I always knew I was coming back to painting. I didn't know when, but I have had ideas the entire time. It's just, whatever studio practice sort of makes sense for your life. And over this past year, I've really had the call back to painting to the point where now I'm 40.
Yeah.
And so exactly 10 years. And I just put my wheel like over in a corner.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You're like
yeah.
another phase. We're going to get the brushes back out.
Yeah. And I'm like really, really into it. I'm just obsessed. I can't stop.
Awesome.
Yeah. But it is definitely one of those things where it's like if I had stayed working in that very like high stress job, like in a creative field, when would have that studio practice
It wouldn't have
come
happened.
back, you know?
Yeah, because you're just like on pause in that way. It's like something's missing from your soul. you
Yeah.
know? Like you just need you need to get it out. Well, it's great. I'm glad that
Yeah.
you've come like full circle.
I know. It's so much fun. And I think too that it's like nice to talk about these things and get them out there for aspiring artists, because I think it's really scary to leave a job, even if it's in a creative field. It's like, well, I'm a graphic designer, but I miss my studio practice. It's like, well, you might not have anything left for a studio practice. Like getting a job, if you can sustain serving, you know, being a server or like getting a bartending job or whatever. I think sometimes we can like look down on that as like not a stable career or not this or that, but it's like everything's a balancing act. Like there's only so much energy we have.
Well, yeah, and I think too, like I'm just thinking about like the capitalistic head that we all kind of have as Americans. People will say, "Oh, what do you do?" Because that's like how we relate to each other. And if you do something that's not related, then they kind of don't want to kind of talk about it, because you're like, well, how could it be possible that you could do this and that, holding those two things together? But clearly they complement your life.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to use both sides of your brain and use your body and use your, you know, use your soul.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just like create that pathway for that channeling to happen.
Yep.
You know, because like we were saying, it's like as visual thinkers, it's just the way we're sort of processing information in a way that like writing or like mathematics definitely does not for me either. So like creating space for that like channel to be open and to allow for that.
Yeah.
Because it's like once you clear up that space, it, you know, there's other things to be done, but it kind of just comes on its own at some point.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you are just like needing to like relax. I don't have panic attacks, but I know that when you have a panic attack, it's usually when you relax. You're like literally opening yourself up for that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that you need to do all of the things, not the one thing. And I think when we're young, we don't know, or we don't listen to the people that do know.
Yeah.
And we go, no, I had to do this. I'm going to do this right now. And then they kind of sit back and go, she'll be around in like 5 or 10 years. We'll see how long it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So this is 20 years ago. You start your dog walking business, 21.
Yep.
And so you start finding more space for painting. And tell me about that, like leaning into that painting practice, because at this point you'd been focusing more on printmaking and photography, but you were painting on your photographs, which I would love to see some of those if you ever did hang out.
I don't know where they are, but yes.
If they ever come across them. So like where does the lean into painting come?
In I think it was 2010, I started to take a workshop or a class at Plymouth Center for the Arts with Sarah Bates Washburn.
Okay.
Shout out Sarah. She's awesome. She named me number 17 because she knew so many Nancys.
Oh, stop.
So she's like, you're number 17. She's hilarious. She actually was going to be a stand-up comedian.
Oh.
And she ended up not wanting to do the travel. She was more of a homebody. She was like, she didn't want to take that leap.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's hilarious. So I started doing abstract painting with her. And it was like a group of us. And it was great because I still know some of the people. It's awesome. So I started doing that. And then I still wasn't set up at home. We lived in a different house, and we just didn't have the space. And really, like, if you want to make anything stick, you have to be set up, because you don't want to set it all up, do it, and then clean it up only to do that all over again. So really, I painted, but not enough. But it was still always in there.
Now you're thinking about it.
Yep. And I take so many photographs. Like once the iPhone came, forget it. Like and as I'm walking with my dogs, I'm taking tons of photographs. And I think just enough of that time and then moving to this house, it once we got this space set up, I was like, okay, I think I could do this. This was a bedroom. And so I still wasn't painting here, but I was painting downstairs. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was checking out all different types of painting, like oil and coal wax. I liked that. I didn't love it, but I liked it. Watching a lot of YouTube videos. And then I started to do encaustic painting. And that was really cool, but I was allergic to it. So I had to stop. I couldn't open my eyes. So like,
bummer.
No, thank you. Yeah. But it looks so cool. I think I have one. I don't know if it's up there. I thought I had one up there. And then I found, because I was YouTubing so much, I found Nicholas Wilton, and he's Art to Life. Have you ever run across him?
So I listened to your interview with Dave.
Oh, yeah.
The Frame Center podcast.
Yep.
And I heard you mention it. And I was so intrigued by what you said. I started looking it up, and I was like trying to type it in all different ways.
Yeah.
So for anyone looking, it's Art number two, like the two Life. Okay, so I looked it up. And it turned out I was already following him on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love all the videos he puts out of, do you know how to make a really beautiful pink? You know, just like these simple things.
He's got just the best energy, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me. It's like he's so excited and he's excited to share. And he shares the belief that I have as an educator that was like, you know, instilled in me early, which is that every single person is creative. It comes out differently. Like, I think I am a visual learner, so naturally I go this way. If someone learns as an auditory learner, they're going to maybe lean towards music, right? But at the end of the day, everyone's creative.
Yep.
And because of the deep truth that is in that, I ended up building my traveling educational program, Creative Pathways, and it's basically the exact same thing. I tailor it a little bit for the needs of the group, but it's basically the exact same thing, whether you're working with children, elderly, people of any intellectual levels or abilities, because everyone's creative. And when you truly believe that, people make amazing things. And it's so fun to watch people begin to trust themselves, because you just set them up for success with this process. Like, we're building on layers, we're cutting things, we're drawing over things. So it's like, you can't mess it up.
Correct.
If you do something wrong,
There's nothing wrong.
Go over it.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if you don't like something you do, just go over it. It's like, and even in when I work with anyone, but even like recently I've been working with elementary children, and I'm telling them, like, do you know what a gut instinct is? Do you know what intuition is? Like, and I tell them, like, as children, that's your superpower. That's something that gets harder to access when you're older. So right now, when we're working on these, I want you to go with your first instinct. The first thing you think, just do it.
Yep.
Go for it. And I tell them, I'm like, you know, a lot of times professional artists need to practice doing playful things to get themselves into the mindset that a lot of you are starting with.
Yeah, you already have it.
You already have it. So it's just like, you actually have one up. On where I'm coming in from, because I'm coming in from,
you're an old lady to them.
I'm looking at my bank account and like paying my mortgage, and then I'm going to the studio. Like, it takes me a minute, but like, you're there. So anyway, so I find that Nicholas has that same philosophy. I can feel that when he's talking to people, that he genuinely believes that everyone is creative in the same way that I do.
Yeah.
And so I signed up they did a free 5-day
recently, the workshop.
The workshop. So it's like every day, it's like a 1-hour thing, and they focus on a different thing. And so I did it, and it was like, one of the days was on value, and one of the days was on color. And like, I went to school for painting. I already know these things. For someone who doesn't already know these things, like, amazing.
Even if you do know them,
yes,
you can get something out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. What did you learn?
It's so true. So it's just like, it was just like a reminder. It's like a refresher. in a way that like some of the paintings I'm working on now, it was just like, oh, right, I need to think about like the chroma, of how,
Yeah.
how bright, or, the hue level of some of these things. I know that I want these parts of my composition to pop, so I should really look at like dulling sort of some of the other colors.
Yep.
And it's like, again, it's things I already know, but it's his enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
infectious, isn't it?
He's like so happy and excited, and it feels so genuine. So on the podcast I heard with Dave, I know that you mentioned you did it several times.
Yeah. The
And
Creative Visionary Program.
yeah.
I did it, and I did it initially in 2022, and it was, and I already knew these things too, but he starts with like soul work and risk and desire. Like, it gets deep. Like, I cried at one point because my husband asked me, what's, how's it going? I can't even remember what the question was. And I started to tell him, and I just like bawled, like right in the driveway. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that was in it. But because it's so, you're getting yourself out there. Like, it's so cool. So I did it that first time, and it's a lot because it's 12 weeks. And at the end you make a series, like, and it's just so special to go through it. And then I was like, well, I should do it one more time because it's significantly cheaper the next time. And if you get somebody to sign up under your name, like, you actually get paid for it. So I'm like, oh, this is good. So it's kind of like doing it for free. So I did it again. And then I just decided to focus on different things. Like, each time I did it, I'm like, I'll focus on, texture or whatever, just kind of like hone in, and then working bigger. And I started working really bigger. And then like, these are bigger, but not even as big as I want to be.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of cool. And then the last time I did it was last year. And I did it because I started mentoring this woman. I showed you her painting.
Yes, tell me about her.
So Janelle Douglas contacted me on Instagram saying, I really love your paintings. I don't know how you're getting your depth. I just really want to learn from you. And I was like, do you have any workshops? And I was like, no, I'm not doing any workshops. During the pandemic, I painted with people in the barn for a little bit because, you could be far away or whatever. But I said, I'm not doing that, but would you like to just do it one-on-one?
Yeah.
And she wanted to do that. So, and since then we've become great friends, and it's awesome. And she ended up doing Creative Visionary programs because she had to, like, you have to do this.
Yeah.
It's so good. So I'm like, well, I'll do it. She can sign up under my little name, and I did it for free. So last year, I think, was my last year, but yeah, I don't know. I could go back again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so good to be like with, like we were talking about earlier with the group, like, there weren't that many people in my sphere when I was in college. And these people are virtual, but they're right there.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. So like, to have that community is nice. But then, sometimes I have like other things going on. Like, I'm trying to like get my work out there and doing all these things. So I just don't have enough hours in the day. But so it's been great because not only did I mentor Janelle, and now she's doing her own thing. I taught a workshop at North River Art Society was it last weekend? No, the weekend before. And so I'm like doing that again.
Great.
I've done that in the past.
How did that feel?
It was awesome. And like, just like that whole community piece is so nice.
Yeah.
And,
I love North River.
Dragging all of my stuff out and bringing it in. And I'm like, oh, this is just like my place.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. And, I have my injured paw.
Oh, I thought you painted this?
Yes. But I can use it. So it wasn't so bad. But I stay at these people's house for weekends with their dog sometimes, and they're the only people I stay for, so I won't even mention them by name. And they were like one of my first clients.
Yeah.
But I will take, like, I am so good at packing up all my stuff, and I always pack too much, but you learn each time.
Yeah.
And then like getting it out there, and then just all of a sudden you have this instant studio.
Wonderful.
You're on the go.
Yeah.
It's so perfect.
I know.
This too, because
yeah. Do you see? I went to San Juan recently.
Yeah.
And so I packed up.
And you're like, let's see what I can get.
Yeah.
Like how, and it's also good. We didn't talk about this, but like limiting your materials, even limiting your palette when you're painting. Obviously, I haven't done that yet here. Yeah. Is so good because you put that limitation on yourself. Yeah. And then you almost make something better. Like it just, or it comes out easier. Yeah.
Okay, I want to stop you here because I still have more questions going forward, but I want to go back and ask more about Janelle.
Yeah.
So when she reached out to you to say she wanted mentorship, how did you guys come up with a structure? Did you set up like a schedule? Was it more informal than that? This is something that I think is really interesting that I feel like a lot of artists should do and maybe expect a lot of no's. But I think that maybe if people could get like an idea of what they would want out of mentorship, that might be easy. So I'm interested to hear how that kind of worked out.
It wasn't terribly structured, but we came up with a price like per hour, I think it was. And we were going to do FaceTime or Zoom. And I think we were aiming for like once a week. And her goal was to be able to make paintings. She was a nurse, like a case manager nurse, and it was soul sucking.
Yeah.
And she's so good at planning. Not like me. She was so good at planning. She had planned, I think that entire year. I think we got in touch in like November of 2024. And she was planning on leaving her job and like retiring from nursing and being a full-time artist. I'm like, wow.
That's a nurse for you though.
She's going to really handle this mentorship really well. Like she's more organized than me. Like, oh, it was pressure, but it was good pressure.
Yeah.
But so she, and she just really wanted to get this under her belt, you know, like kind of like feet under herself before she quit. And then she ended up leaving in January of 2025. And then she's free as a bird. But yeah, so we did like, I would say once a week, sometimes a little bit more. And then we ended up doing a series together, which was so great. It was so
collaborated.
No, we did it like side by side, you know, virtually side by side. Because forgot to mention she lives in Mississippi, so she's not even close. We did this series together, so I would just kind of take her through like my steps that I did. And she's making her own thing, obviously, not trying to copy me. And, you know, boom, she's got 5 paintings that we made together.
Awesome.
And then kind of also really cool, meaningful stuff. The series that I painted with her, I think there were 6 and 5 of them all have homes.
Really?
It's because it was almost like when I made it, I was making it with her in community and you can feel it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just obvious. Like, yeah. Isn't that so
great?
Yeah. And I think the first one sold like immediately as, I think she finished hers first, but when I finished it, I entered it in a show in Newburyport and it got in, and then like first like day gone.
Amazing.
I'm like, oh, I love it. So it's like everybody can feel the love.
So cool.
You know?
Okay, let me ask you a quick question about pricing. Do you price like by the square inch? Is that how you determine?
Yeah, generally. And then it's like ish, you know, because that's like the jumping off point.
Yeah.
I ended up doing a mentorship with a person too. And we discussed this a lot because I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, it's still kind of new.
Yeah.
I ended up learning from her that no original art is under $100.
Yeah.
Everything is 100.
Yeah.
No matter what the size is, it could be this little big.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I get feedback from like peers, like, oh, I think that's too low. Or I don't think anybody said that's too high.
Yeah. No,
so really,
it's never that way.
Yeah. And really, when you increase your price, you have to do it like across the board.
Right.
I keep a record of all of my, this is like one organized thing that I do.
Yeah, great.
I use Airtable. And that has really helped me to see like, you know, like all the 12 by 12s are this much, all the 6 by 6s are this much. And then once you get bigger, you know, your price per square inch has to go down because no one can buy your painting because it would be so much money. But yeah, it's it's always a work in progress, the pricing, but the biggest thing is you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
And if you're in a gallery, which I have, like, that's my next phase in this, you have to charge the same as if you're selling it privately.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
the gallery,
and also they're just like, we don't want to work with you.
Exactly. You
And
can't undercut
people
their
really
sales.
learn fast, like, oh, just go to her, she'll give it to you
Exactly.
50% off. So yeah, so you really have to like get your head around it. It's something I think about a lot.
Yeah.
And then, you know, prices never go down. Nicholas Hilton said that. Yeah. Like, well, buy it now because it's not going down. It's only going up.
That's how things are evaluated, though. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like I work a lot like you do, too. Like, I work on multiple pieces. It's like, okay, if I have the right color mixed for this painting, if there's still left over on my palette, I go and I'm like, all right, who else needs this color?
Yes, I literally do that. I go shopping. Well, the audience can't see it, but there's a ton over here.
I'll take a picture.
Most of them are not finished. Some are. But I just will be like, okay, you, like, just go over there and I'm going to just give you this color because I'm not wasting it.
Amazing. So tell me more about your plan for yourself to get your work out there and like get your career really going as a painter, because I just get the sense that you have like a plan.
Well, yeah. And it's because of Victoria J. Fry, who I did my mentorship. She was very good at, like, she just knows. She's an artist. She is a mentor. She is a gallery owner. She's mid-30s. Like, she's impressive.
Wow.
So I did this mentorship last June, and like, she just would give me assignments. So I'm still working on a lot of the assignments because you can't get it all done.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is the website, which is still in process.
Yeah, mine's a mess.
It's always going to be in process, but I need to get it to a place where I can feel comfortable giving it out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of places, a lot of galleries, or even, you know, just retail sort of places will say, just submit your website. But I'm like, oh, I don't want you to look just yet. It's just like, so I have my friend's cousin helping me with that, but she gives me assignments too, and then I don't do them. So Danny, I'm gonna test you soon. It's just crazy. I know what I have to do, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I'd rather paint.
I know.
But yeah, so website is huge, and then a mailing list. I don't have a mailing list. Yeah, I need to have a mailing list and send out a newsletter. And I know it's important. I know it is. I just haven't, like, and then I've approached some galleries, and I've had some, like, you know, good things happening, and then sometimes, like, things back off. Like, it just, I think being patient as things take time, and then also inviting people to my studio for a visit, just like you.
Yeah.
I have been very into doing that because, number one, it's super enjoyable to talk and talk art, and you can't do it with everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because if you did that with, like, your friend who's not in the arts,
I know,
they get bored kind of quickly.
I know.
I could talk about materials like all day.
Yeah.
Dina Brennan came over a few weeks ago, and we just, like, geeked out over there, like, at the easel. I'm like, like, all this stuff. Are you using this? Like, it's just so good. So I think that's really helpful. Marianne Gibbons.
Oh, and that's how we first met.
I've met everybody through Marianne.
Yeah.
I call her the great connector.
She is.
Because she is. She's awesome.
She's doing a really powerful thing for our community. So if anyone doesn't know about this, Arty Pants magazine, you got to check it out. Marianne Gibbons is a godsend to our community, and she's actually reinvigorating print and making this beautiful publication with a small team she's curated and put together, really trying to just highlight artists throughout New England. I was lucky enough to be included in the first edition. I just applied to be in
Double Life?
Double Life. It's not called an edition, though, is it?
Issue.
Issue. Yeah. I'm like, what's magazine version of
Issue?
Episode? No, Issue. Issue 4. I just applied for. Did you apply for?
I missed the deadline because I was silly. I didn't put it in my calendar.
Yeah.
I just sent her a message yesterday. I'm like, I missed it. And she goes, once in Arty Pants, always in Arty Pants.
Oh, my gosh.
I was in issue 2 because that's when I found out about it. And then also issue 3.
Okay. So I think it was the opening for the third one that I met you.
Yes.
And that was at Frame Center.
Yep.
That was a great event. And it was so wonderful because she let every artist who is involved in that issue have their work on display. You could buy a copy if you hadn't already pre-ordered. And it was just a really great opportunity to see some of the works in person. But then, yeah, like meet all the people. Like I think you grabbed me at one point while I was looking at your painting.
Have your mug.
I like kept coming back to your painting.
Yes.
And then I didn't know it was yours, but then you're like, yeah. She was just like, wait, this is yours. You're like, I have your mug. And I'm like, I love your painting. I keep coming back to it.
I know. It's so cool. That was a great event. It was so good. Well, yeah, in Frame Center, they're very good about like making everybody connect.
Yes.
And I feel a little bit out because I'm in Plymouth. Like I'm like a couple towns away south, but I'm getting in there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm making it happen, you know, like I will take the extra drive.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, so like all of those people are really instrumental in like, oh, you should know this person. You should be introduced to this. Well, she introduced me to Dave.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like it's, yep.
Yeah. Every time I'm in there, I feel like Dave or Dina are like, oh, just whoever else they're talking to in conversation. Oh, you guys should meet each other. You guys should meet each other.
Yeah. Why don't I know this person?
Yeah. I've made a lot of friendships there. And it's just, again, it's like, you know, like I decided to start recording these conversations because I'm having them anyway. It's like,
yeah.
Frame Center is already a place people are going for functional reasons to frame their art. It's like all the artists are already going there. So it's just so great that they saw that and were like, okay, we should actively lean into the fact that this is a community meeting space.
Let's make it better or bigger, better.
Yeah. Great gallery space upstairs and downstairs, actually.
Oh, yeah.
They have great gallery spaces both. Do you know they're having all their workbenches remade right now?
No.
Yes. When I was in there doing the window painting for them, last week, there was a carpenter there.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, so they're gonna have a nice refresh. Not that they need it; it already looks great. But yeah, so it's our community is wild to me, and like I grew up here, and I think I just wasn't aware of it. A little bit I was because Pam Golden is a great friend of my family, and so I've known that she had an artist studio in Rockland since I was a child.
Yeah.
And I knew she had like displays of her sculpture at Duxbury Art Complex Museum once. I have like childhood memories, or maybe it was a Fuller Craft Museum, also another treasure in our community. And it was there. So like a little bit, but I don't know. You've been living in this region for a long time. Do you see a change in this community over the past 5 years?
Well, yeah, and it's kind of weird. It coincides with me painting like a maniac. So it's like, was this all here all this whole time?
Yeah.
Or am I just new to it? Like, because I was like, oh, this is great.
No,
I think it must be blooming, right? Well, and I think podcasts like yours and Dave's, like that really keeps people engaged. But yeah, I don't know if like my timing is impeccable.
I think it might be
with this, or if it's just really happening. And I think technology has really pushed everybody forward.
Yeah.
You know, good use of technology shouldn't be underrated, right?
Sure.
Like we wouldn't have been here 15 years ago. Yeah, I think it's time.
I think also it's maybe a post-pandemic.
Yes. Yeah, people are coming out of their shells again.
Yeah, and like that was a time for everyone where everything in your entire life was reassessed. So wanting to lean into what's truly important to you, and just being like YOLO.
Yes,
you know.
Yeah, and also like because I had my pet sitting business going since 2004, it was almost gone in 2020.
Yeah, you were home.
It was so like, I had a couple of clients who kept me going because they worked from home anyway.
Yeah.
And they were so good. They're like, well, I still need you to walk the dog.
Yeah.
And we would do that. And I walked my Rosemary for like hours instead of like, a half hour. But it was then that I could make more.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
right.
It's like, that was like the big upside of that whole shutdown was, well, all of this is here. Let's go and do it. And that was pre-Creative Visionary Program. So I was doing like on my own a little bit more, but like it really started to take off. So yeah, I think you're right. I think the pandemic or post-pandemic. time is really like so much more engagement.
And a lot of community leaders stepping up, like Marianne Gibbons. That was shortly after the pandemic. Julia Driscoll came into working for North River Art Society right around then, really kind of like upping their social media game. That's how I found out that anyone could be a member at North River. And I was just like, what? I could just jump in and be a part of this community? Like,
the whole time.
The whole time. I didn't know.
So silly.
No one said I couldn't. Yeah. But I think too that the bones of everything we have had been established. Like North River had been here for a long time. You know, this is like second generation now. Frame Center had been here. So they were like established to the point where then Dave was, you know, when he bought the business from his dad, he had space to really sort of like lean into the community aspect.
Yeah, make it bigger.
The base business was already established.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that like the bones of a lot of the stuff was here, but I really do feel like it's in bloom.
Yeah.
And
it's great.
It's why
so excited.
I know.
Like, and I'm kind of glad to hear your take on it because I wasn't wasting my time.
Yeah.
Because it really wasn't there in the same way. Like it's like it's still blooming.
It is.
Like there's still more to do.
It feels like the beginning of something.
Yeah.
Too.
It does.
Here. Like it feels very palpable, like everyone's excitement about each other's work and about coming together and about like what else can we do. And yeah, it's a really exciting time around here.
It is.
In our little like colonial hole in the woods sort of location.
Yeah.
You know?
Crazy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what does the rest of your day look like? Are you going into painting? You're walking some dogs in the rain?
I'm going to walk some dogs in the rain.
Okay.
Fortunately, a lot of dogs have been canceled today because of other people not being available.
Yeah.
And I have to take my own dog to the vet.
Yes.
As we discussed.
Yeah, that's true.
He needs his vaccines.
Oh, okay.
He's just, it's a big deal to take him to the vet.
He's not excited.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah. Oh, fair.
He doesn't like it. So I'll do that. And then I will always make, I started a sketchbook practice, daily sketchbook practice with this woman, Andrea Lopez, who was in Art to Life, Creative Visionary, but like everybody who I'm like really friends with, in quotes, because sometimes I'll never meet them in person, but some of them I do, it's just crazy. Like we have a whole message group.
Great.
And she started this daily sketchbook challenge in September, and I just kept going.
Great.
So today's 166. So I make a sketchbook page every day.
I love that. And you're using paint in those too, right?
Yeah, I use, I don't know. I guess I do draw, but I don't see it as that. I usually start with gouache, like acrylic gouache, which is one of the materials that I'm like excited about lately.
I love gouache.
And then I'll do acrylic paint and then the Neocolor 2s and all kinds of things. And sometimes it looks okay. Sometimes it looks, oh, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But doing it every day.
Yeah.
Amazing. So what is that? How many months is that? 5 months?
Yeah.
It's like, it's showing up in my painting.
Cool.
So it's fuel.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Everything we do, all of the input becomes output at some point.
Yeah. It goes in, it comes out. Well, and we don't even need to talk about it, but that's how I get a lot of my stuff is dog walking.
I do.
Rainy day, it's pretty good.
I know. Well, I remember again on your podcast with Dave, you were saying that like, just like a puddle, like, because you're looking down, which makes sense because you're like looking down at the dogs. And so you're seeing the ground and like the puddles and the leaves falling down.
It's like,
oh my gosh,
making great work down there.
Yes. Way to go, Mother Nature.
Yep. And also the human made stuff.
Yeah.
That interaction is where it's at for me.
Yeah.
And then just boom, like, and the crazy part is, and I said it on Dave's podcast, sometimes I paint it and then I see it, which is like creepy and cool all at once.
Yes.
It just shows up. Yeah, stuff shows up.
Yeah. Well, I think when you're truly connected into that space, I mean, maybe it is a premonition.
Well, yeah, and it's a daily, I work every day.
Yeah.
Mostly 7 days a week. And it's not even work. It's just like what I do. And it's just going in and then coming out.
That's great. And so are you waiting on any applications to come back? Are you applying to group shows? Are you using any of, what is it, like Show Submit?
Oh yeah, like entry thingy or
Yeah.
yeah. I've been pretty lax about it. Or no, I've done it.
Mhm.
The end of last year I was doing it a little bit more, but I still have some more that I need to get done. I have a 2-person show in November, I think. We're not
Great.
really sure on the date, with Paula Borsetti. She was a Art to Life person who I met, and she lives on the North Shore in Beverly.
Mhm.
And this will be at Newburyport Art Association.
Great.
They just have every year they have like 2 gallery. Have you ever been there?
No.
They have like 2 spaces. One of them is, I can't remember what it's called. Oh, Hills.
Mhm.
It was somebody who was an artist, and they named it after them.
Oh.
And so we have the Hills Gallery for, it's probably 3 weeks
Mhm.
in November. And yeah, you apply in December, and then they just try to make everybody's shows fit if they're
Wonderful.
accepted. So it was good. And then I also had Christina Godfrey over for a studio visit,
Wonderful.
and she asked me to be in a show that's going to go up, I think, the end of March, which is
This
great.
month. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh.
I know.
I don't even know. I feel like this podcast episode isn't going to come out till after that.
That's okay, because I think the show will stay up until June.
Okay, good. So they'll
So
try to get
get it out
before then. Yeah.
I think the opening for that will be May 8th.
Okay.
And there's an artist talk, which I have not done an artist talk yet. So
Well,
I'm going to figure that
You
out.
kind of have. That's sort of, you've done multiple podcasts at this point.
Yes, I'm going to have to figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to be. 2 other artists. And I think Christina's so good at putting shows together. Like,
Yeah.
she's just got this eye.
Well, hey, that's another community leader who's multi-generational.
Yep.
Because her mom and
And her
father
dad.
were both in the industry, and her mom still to this day is a component working with her. So that's another thing where I was kind of thinking, like, what's going on here? It's like, well, we have multiple layers, multiple generations.
She would probably be a good guest for your podcast.
Oh yeah.
You should ask her.
Oh, I will.
She's great.
She's on the list.
So
I tell her whenever I see her. Actually, I'm like, you're on the list. I tell some pointing at people and yelling at them. They're on the list all the time. But that's what it means. It means I want to be
pointed at. They're fine.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Well, I'm really excited to see that show. It's a beautiful, intimate space.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
yeah, and I'm just like, I'm really inspired by your work. I'm really inspired by the way you put yourself out there, and I do see a lot of sort of like the confidence that you put out there is definitely something that I think people could get closer to doing the Art to Life. You know, like I've never paid for anything there. I'm not getting any kickbacks from them, but the way that he starts with sort of just like really getting people, he has a really good way of getting people to believe that they can do it. It's literally just a choice.
Yeah.
Like you can choose to do it. But he gets people to that space. So it's really, I'm glad to have learned about that from you.
So, like, if you ever have the opportunity to do it, I would say to do it, because you do know a lot of the things.
Yeah.
But the exploration of yourself and the people around you getting to that together is like magic.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And we don't even paint for the first 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks.
How many like hours a week would you say?
I think he says to set aside about 5 to 7 hours.
Okay.
So it's not that bad.
Yeah.
He puts out video modules at the beginning of the week, and then there's like a coaching call by him, coaching call by his, like somebody of his team. And then there's like usually a pop-up call.
Are those like one-to-ones?
They're Zooms.
You're getting one-to-one. So it's like a group. About how many people?
Like 2,000,
okay,
3,000 people.
So it's like a coaching Zoom, but it's live. So people are like typing and chatting in, and he's able to respond directly.
Well, no, he does like a presentation usually, and he has guests too. Like he goes for it. He only does it once a year, and the reason why is because he couldn't do it more than once a year because it's so much. But and then he also has a thing called Open Studio, and you can just paint with people.
Yes,
it's technology has really helped us.
It's really great. Yeah, he's done a good job on capitalizing that and figuring out how to like sort of build a team and.
Yep. Yeah, he does like
altogether.
destination workshops, which
Mhm.
I mean, they're unaffordable to me because they're in like 5-star spot. Like it just sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll do
It's a
that.
bucket list.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Some part of me is like, just go away. You know?
Yeah. Totally. Just do it.
go
You
away.
do it yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, and everybody else seems to kind of be getting on that bandwagon too.
Yeah.
Like you could travel around if you had the cash, just like keep going.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like my little Airbnb I got in San Juan. It's like I always, if I go away, I make sure there's like a little outdoor studio space for me that I can set up. And
That's the best.
that's the jam.
Yep. That's perfect.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
This is
you for
great.
being here. And yeah, send me like links to any of the people you mentioned
Okay.
too. I'll put all of them in the show notes, so hopefully people can connect with all of these different references.
Yeah, that's great.
Because there's been a lot. And yeah, happy painting.
Thank you. Happy painting to you. You got 13.
Yes, almost there. Thank you.
That's awesome.